Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid, and welcome to the Universal Energy Forecast for this week, December the 22nd, and we're entering into the extravaganza of holidays. So happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy all the other names of the dates I can't remember, and enjoy. We are also entering into a new moon today, December 22nd, in Capricorn. And that is telling us right now that we have all the strength and the diligence to the hard work that's serious as we move into this new year and leave the old one behind. We've also left the solstice, which was on the 21st, which was the longest night, and now we step into the light. So everything, and interesting too that it tends to be these last 2 weeks of the year where we're surrounded by revelry and family, etc., when it really becomes the beginning of illumination for us, given that the light dusk begins, and the Capricornian influence allows us to really dig deep and to make things practical and make them successful. And it's a little serious, so it gives a bit of a temper to the holiday season, which we need. Now, the first card of the week from the Enchanted Map Oracle cards that's going to influence all of us is Compass. Now, Compass tells us, here it is, Compass, tells us that we need to know where our true north is. If we are looking at money, property, and prestige as our true north, we will spend the week constantly comparing ourselves to other people, wanting more, not being satisfied with what we have, and really enter into this week with the kind of the shadow side of Capricorn too, which is avarice, greedy. There's that kind of, well, there's a shadow to everything, but we bring in that influence. So you got to be careful this week around that particular subject. And what you want to do is to bring in a greater influence of your spirituality this week, to remember that spirit is your true north, and then everything else falls into place. Same thing with this relationship triad that I like to talk about, where your relationship with spirit has to come first, then your relationship to yourself, and then your relationship to other people. And if you keep this in mind again this week, then you're going to have a really good experience. The second card that tells us a little bit more about this story is the Gentle Gardener reversed. As we know, reverse cards are not scary cards. They're protection cards, and they remind us to stay in our integrity. When the Gentle Gardener is reversed, it reminds us always to say, like, what is the integrity of the situation? Because if I keep casting weeds out there, they're going to grow. And so how do I look after me? You know, what is it that I'm doing to care for me rather than compromise myself with others? So if you remember that, you can keep a boundary around your commitments this week, and remember that if it doesn't feel right to you and if it doesn't feel good, you have to be aware of that. And even if you say, okay, I'm only going to come over for 2 hours, you have a beginning, middle, and an end, and you can keep a little bit more manageable energy with what you're going to be doing. Now, encouragement reversed is kind of a funny card for me today, because it's about people pleasing and approval seeking. So when encouragement comes this way, it protects us, it reminds us that the rest of the world is not there to make sure you feel good. So if we keep seeking outside people to confirm whether we're okay or not, like I just got my hair cut, for example, and I must ask my husband 1,000 times, do I look okay? Do I look okay? Because it's so different. I went to the hairstylist, he says, you're dated, you got to change your hair. And I'm like, oh. And I have to like it. That's, it's not about, is it okay? Do you like it? If you ask 10 people their opinions, you're going to get 10 different opinions and you're going to be screwed up. So this week, it's about trusting yourself, and approval needs to come from you if you're in your integrity, and if and things can always change too, but it's not a time for us to be looking outside to decide if that outside tells us if our insides are okay or not. Slow and steady is the theme. This is the last card of the week, which is really nothing rushy, and we don't have to rush through this and make ourselves crazy. We can be really present in every moment and savor each moment. And remember, I said in last week's blog, the greatest present that we can give to anybody is the presence of our full attention and ourselves. So have an amazing week. I'll connect with you again next week. And until I do, God bless you all. Mwah! I love you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday week.
Traveling down the road, I didn't know that I was lost. I had tried too many shortcuts, and the cost left my heart broken. So I had it closed for repairs. Wandering in my desert, your oasis appears. You're like a long, cool drink of water.